Hi, my name is Vanessa Walker and I'm the Australia and New Zealand editor at Houzz. I'm here to talk to you about trends in colour, shape, material and spaces that we expect to emerge this year and beyond. We have 5 trends we'll be covering in this webinar, starting with colour, curves, meditation and pause zones, doors, and the rise of entangled design. Emerging colour trends. For on-trend palettes, the most fashion-forward homes will be showcasing. The phrase that counts is 1980s meets cottagecore. The 80s element introduces pastel brights, although not electric, and summery tones in the forms of pinks, yellows, browns, and blues. They're often displayed in organic patterns and freeform shapes that speak to a playful approach to decorating. Thankfully, this whimsical approach can comfortably be combined with Australians' ongoing love of darker, sober colours, such as charcoal, black and navy blue. We found navy blue had a 735% rise in search terms on Houzz year on year from 2020 to 2021, showing that it's still top of mind for Australians' decorating taste. In fact, when we deep dived into Houzz search terms, navy blue, the most popular refined search was navy blue island bench, which had a 435% rise year on year, with an 875% rise for navy blue bathrooms. Now, as such, we foresee that living rooms and bedrooms will embrace a preppy pastel decorating ethos, and the powerhouse rooms, such as kitchens and bathrooms, are more likely to be in the sober colours that we outlined earlier. Curves, the second trend. We've been talking about the rise in curves for a few years now. In 2020, we expect the trend to continue and grow, mitigating from fittings, that being items that are added into or attached to a property, to fixtures or items that are part of the build. Where possible, more organically shaped staircases will replace linear styles, and we can tell because Houzz users had a 730% rise year on year in the search for curved staircases. Other areas where we expect to see this trend emerge include curved glazing, as seen on the right, rounded walls, and kitchen island benches. In fact, this image shows one of the most popular photos by room type saved by Houzz users from January to November last year. And it shows how it's possible to integrate a curved arch on the left and a rounded island bench into a space that otherwise embraces the straight, defined lines that have been prevalent in our kitchens for so long. The third trend is mindfulness and pause zones. Whereas once upon a time a home was designed to have a kitchen, a laundry, bathrooms, bedrooms, living rooms, and perhaps a garage if you were lucky, today's design thinking is that we're likely to utilise many more available spaces, including in-between spaces, for a purpose. And increasingly, that purpose is contemplation and relaxation. Madeline Sewall, the director of Breathe Architecture, a progressive architecture firm in Melbourne, says this approach fits in with her company's ethos of always endeavouring to build less and give more. Quote, "For Breathe, this means making the most of small spaces by bringing function and joy to every corner. This might be a small standing desk or a workstation tucked into a bookcase, or a window seat/reading nook that makes the most of a window reveal and a beautiful view." Unquote. For homeowners and renovators, these pause zones bring an extra layer of nuance to our homes, creating appealing spots for small moments throughout the day. And as Madeline says, this is especially important at a time when our homes are functioning as offices, classrooms, and more. Variety in the way we use space helps our homes work best, and provides relief when multiple activities are going on. Doors. Goodbye 3-hinge doors that hog space with their swinging panels. Hello space-saving barn doors that have had an aesthetic makeover in recent years. And as proof for how thirsty users are for better shaped and designed doors, the search for modern barn doors on Houzz recorded a huge leap from 2020 to 2021, up 529%. Now, this also includes front doors that set a style for the home beyond. Front doors had a 666% search term rise on Houzz year on year. So we foresee that in 2022, this trend is all about claiming the style of your home from the street and entrance. Our final trend that we're covering is entangled design. The concept of entangled design is likely to grow exponentially over the coming years. Essentially, it's spaces that cross over. An obvious example is reworking living spaces to accommodate working from home. But some other interesting ideas by Sydney architect Amrish Maharaj, in which he has included in his practice, include converted garages that accommodate studio-sized bedrooms and bathrooms for guests, which can double as entertainment zones or pool houses. Functional garages or carports that open to the backyard. And as he says, this allows for the opportunity for the car to be temporarily parked on the street, and then the space can be used for entertaining. Also, projects that use attic roof space as a kid's playroom, which can be directly accessed from the children's first floor bedroom. And at a later date, that can be converted into a study or storage. And areas where it's possible to integrate a suspended study desk over a void space of a first floor hallway. As Amrish says, we've noticed a clear shift in the past 2 years, with an owner's ability or need to work from home becoming the catalyst for renovations and new builds. Quote, occasionally, this can simply mean an oversized kitchen island that doubles as a workspace during the day, kids' homework zone in the afternoon, and casual dining in the evening. But more often, we're seeing the need for dedicated home offices with considered orientation, natural light, and backdrop for Zoom meetings. The challenge, says Amrish, is to accommodate this relatively new space within existing constraints. The combination of an office, guest bedroom, or an office sitting room are logical solutions. However, with work often taking up half a person's waking hours each weekday, people find it increasingly important to create inspiring spaces to work from at home by utilising otherwise unused areas such as hallways and projected voids. This image on the left shows one of the most popular photos by room type saved by Houzz users last year. And it shows how Australians are embracing the practice of placing workstations into rooms that otherwise had a single dedicated use. Remember, on average, Australians have some of the biggest houses in the world. With the increased cost of housing and greater energy consciousness within the community, it's become ever more important to focus on quality spaces as opposed to quantity. As Amrish says, this results in smaller footprints that need to work harder to achieve contemporary living. The challenge will be to create smaller, more efficient spaces that work harder to allow for contemporary comforts and amenity. In the coming years, smart use of space will become ever more important. The future lies in creating multifunction, entangled spaces that are adaptable to changing dynamics within the household. We think that's a great quote and thought to end on. Thank you so much for joining us for this Trends webinar. If you have any questions at all, you can contact us via the support tab in the Houzz Pro page. Have a great week.